had it and it went away. Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. We got everybody but MLB Network. Wait. All right, we're good? All right, we got it. All right. We ready?
Ready.
We're ready. All right, everybody, let me give you a real true open that you can have. First of all, hello. Hello, Alabama. Yeah. How cool is Rickwood Stadium?
Yeah.
Man, I'm impressed. It's my first time in Alabama, in Birmingham in particular, so it's really a cool occasion for me. My name is Harold Reynolds. You may see me on the MLB Network, and so I get to host and MC this event today. I'm truly thrilled. A little baseball thing for you real quick off the top. Today is April 3rd, 2023, but August 3rd. See, thank you, everybody. That's good, you're listening. It's August 3rd. In 1948, Satchel Paige made his major league debut today. How cool is that? We're lined up. All right, let me get started here. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to historic Rickwood Field. You know, there's been over 250 players in the Hall of Fame, and about 180 of them played or coached in this ballpark. So it's pretty cool, their connection to baseball. It's known as America's oldest ballpark, but that only tells part of the story. Cool Papa Bell, Roy Campanella, Oscar Charleston. You know what they used to say about Oscar Charleston? He was such a great player that when Willie Mays was coming along, they said, wow, Willie Mays got a chance to be the next Oscar Charleston. That's how good Oscar Charleston is. Larry Dolby, obviously he broke the color barrier in the American League. Josh Gibson, the great home run hitter. Ron Teasley, Monty Irvin, Buck Leonard, Satchel Paige, who I just talked about, Hank Aaron, Willie Mays. Ton of legends have played in this park, so let's give them a hand for that. The history here at Rickwood is unmatched by all the venues in sports, and today we're here to talk about the next phase of this legacy. On June 20th, 2024, the first ever regular season Major League Baseball game at Rickwood Field will be played between the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants. And the game, of course, is a symbolic celebration of the Negro Leagues and its greatest living player, Willie Mays. Now, before we proceed, I'll give you a little bit of a history lesson. But I've already added to it anyway. Rickwood Field was the home of the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro Leagues from 1924 through 1960. In 1931, about 15 minutes west of here, Willie Howard Mays Jr. was born in Westfield, Alabama. Come on now. Now, as a 17-year-old, Mays began his professional baseball career with his hometown Black Barons in 1948. That year, Rickwood Field was the site of the final Negro League World Series game, October 1948, which saw Mays' Black Barons fall to the Homestead Grays in 5 games. The Homestead Grays had Buck Leonard, the Hall of Famer, on that team. Now, if you don't know about the Homestead Grays, they're probably the greatest Negro team ever assembled. These are all Hall of Famers who played for that team, not in 48, but through the years with the Homestead Grays. Cool Papa Bell, Ray Brown, Oscar Charleston, Josh Gibson, Judy Johnson, Willie Wells, Smokey Joe Williams, and Jed Wilson all played in the Homestead Grays system. Pretty cool stuff. Well, one of the great things I get to do is meet people along the way. And I can remember when I was first signed, I'm playing Instructional League, and Willie Mays was teaching Chili Davis how to play center field. So you know what we all did? Forget practice. We sprinted out to go meet Willie Mays. And since that time, I've had a real close relationship with Willie. So knowing that I was coming to Alabama and knowing he's from home, so called him last night and he sent a text message for all of you and tell you what this means to him. So let me grab my phone real quick. Here's Willie in his 90s sent a text message. I hope I can do that. All right. Here's what Willie had to say. I was very happy to hear the Giants and Cardinals will play a Major League Baseball game at Rickwood Field next season. I have wonderful memories of playing there with the Black Birmingham Barons when I was only a kid, which, if you can believe it, was 75 years ago. I hope that the game will be a chance to remember so many really good ball players from the Negro Leagues who played at Rickwood Field but never got a chance to play in the big leagues. Harold, you better do your job. That's how Willie was. Willie Mays. Special man, special man. All right, so all that said, without further ado, let's begin our program with our first speaker. It's most fitting to speak on Willie and Rickwood Field's home here in the Magic City. It's my pleasure to introduce Mayor of Birmingham. Please welcome Randall Woodfin. I got to put a limit on them. You know how these guys can be, the politicians. You got it. Go ahead.
I'll make it quick.
No, you got it.
First, let me say good afternoon to everybody. It's good to be here, and I'm glad that rain doesn't stop the show. With that said, I want to acknowledge County Commissioner Sheila Tyson, who I see to my left, your right, as well as any city councilors that are present. To jump in, I want to state that the Negro League produced champions in more ways than one. Every black athlete, every single black athlete who has ever had the honor of picking up a bat and competing among the best athletes in the world owes a debt of gratitude to the legends who made history when the world attempted to deny them. Those legends made that history right at our own Rickwood Field, everybody, where the Birmingham Black Barons became literal game changers, cementing the Negro Leagues, as well as giants like Willie Mays, as icons of the sport, and icons in the world of social progress as well. That's why Birmingham is so honored. We are excited. President Knight, I see you. We are excited to host the Cardinals and Giants for special regular season games on June 20th of next year, 2024. It has been stated, but it is worth repeating, that Rickwood Field is hollow ground, where sports became more than entertainment. It was a source of empowerment. And that's what this game represents next year. Progress, power, and my favorite, pride. In a city that exemplified those terms. So I want to say to everybody that is present this afternoon that we can't wait to welcome the Cardinals, the Giants, as well as the entire world to Birmingham. On the same field where the victories came in two forms, both winning in games and chipping away at the barriers that block black athletes from the recognition they deserve. So it's time to make history again. And for the black athletes who paved the way for us to be here today, I have just two words, and no, it's not play ball, but simply instead, thank you.
You guys are fortunate to have him. Another hand for the mayor, please. Well, for being the oldest ballpark in the country, Rickwood Field sure looks pretty great, didn't it? Before it started raining. Still looks good. That doesn't happen magically. It takes a meticulous steward to maintain the history and upkeep. And our next speaker is that steward. Please welcome the chairman of the board of Friends of Rickwood, Gerald Watkins.
About 2 weeks ago, I was in Cooperstown, New York, and I had a chance to see this gentleman walk off the stage, and I said, I've got to go say hello to him. So I said hello to Harold, and I said, I'm at Rickwood Field in Birmingham. And he said, you know, I may be coming down there in a couple of weeks, and that was news to me. So I said, great, I can't wait to see you. And Harold, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. I've been given 3 minutes. I asked for 3 hours. But it's August in Alabama, and even though the rain cooled it off, I'm only going to take the 3 minutes I was allotted. And I want to start off by thanking people. And mainly, I want to thank Mayor Woodfin and his staff, the city council, and all the people with the city who have made this dream a reality. Mayor Woodfin believed in us when no one else did, and we're here because of Mayor Woodfin and his vision. He was a friend of Brickwood before anybody else, and I want to thank you again, Mayor Woodfin. Most of my time up here, I'm going to take thanking people, and I want to thank Commissioner Tyson with the County Commission. I want to thank all the county commissioners who couldn't be here. Again, this is a team effort. We've got business leaders here who have volunteered to help with the refurbishing of the ballpark. We have wealthy individuals who have chipped in a coin here and there. We've got a lot of people to thank. So this did not happen by accident. We've been working on this for a while, and here we are. I also want to thank some very special people who don't get a lot of recognition, but my grounds crew, right up here, raise your hand. These guys have my back in more ways than one, and every time I open the doors in here and I see them here, I feel good about what's going to happen that day. You know, we talked about how many Hall of Famers have played here. There have been a bunch. We named Willie Mays. We named Satchel Paige. We talked about Jackie Robinson, and then there's been Mickey Mantle, and there's been Babe Ruth, and one of my favorites, Reggie Jackson. All these people played here, and they created great, great memories for Birmingham and for baseball fans. But the next great memory is less than a year away. So when we have this Giants and Cardinals game next year on June 20th, in my mind, that's going to be the second greatest day in the history of Rickwood Field. Second only to the day the ballpark was open. So again, this is just an incredible time, and a lot of people have pitched in to make this happen. And it's just, it's overwhelming to get a chance to be up here and talk to you. I want to thank MLB and all the folks who have pitched in over the last year, who have been so sensitive to our history. They know we have to make changes, but they've been trying to make this so that it doesn't affect the historical nature of the ballpark. And I thank them. That's MLB, that's BAM, that's Populous and Bright. Well, let's give them a hand. And some other folks who are what we call friends of Rickwood. I can't leave out the Birmingham Barons. The Logan family, they jumped in and helped us with some of our fundraising efforts. My good friend Jonathan Nelson, we've been friends for a long time. Jonathan runs the Barons. We're so delighted that these changes to Rickwood are going to make this MLB game happen, but they're also going to bring back the Rickwood Classic, which was a 25-year tradition that we had to stop because of COVID and some other things. And now we're going to have that back. So not only are we going to have this MLB game next year, we're going to get our Rickwood Classic back, and that's going to go on for on and on and on. So great, great things are happening because MLB listened and came to Rickwood Field. The last thing I want to do is pay tribute to someone who's not here. I was here one August. Another guy was here, Ben Powell, and our staff. We were here just working around the park. And some members of the Mississippi Braves came in, and they were led by one of their coaches named Doug Mansolino. And Doug and I were talking, and he said, "You need to have a Field of Dreams type game here." And I said, "I'd love to do that. I've been making some phone calls, but I can't get to the right person." And he said, "Let me help you." So he called a few people at MLB, and the next thing you know, I get an email from Jeremiah. He said, "Well, we'll come see the park." I said, "Come on." They brought about a dozen people down here. I said, "Gosh, I got to go call the mayor." He said, "No, let us tell him. This is big. This is kind of our thing. We'll tell the mayor." And I said, "That's okay. Let's just get it done." So we all get together over time. We bring this event together. MLB and all its associated folks have been so great helping us. The city, the county, some of our big companies, Regions Bank, Alabama Power, Blue Cross, Blue Compass, and many, many more are going to jump on board. We have had so much of an outpouring of help that it's just awe-inspiring. And the last thing I can say before I let you go and turn it over, I think I've gone over my 3 minutes. Okay? If you walk through the turnstiles, walk out on the field, walk anywhere in this hallowed ground, and you don't feel chill bumps, then maybe your heart's not beating. I hope all of you will come back next year. If you don't come back to the game, come back in the meantime, take a tour. We'll tell you all about Rickwood and the people who have been here, and the people who are here, and the people who are coming. It's a great event, and I just want to thank again everybody for their participation in making this come about. And God bless you all.
Thank you, Gerald. And also, Mayor, thank you. You know, when he was saying I'm over my 3 minutes, and then he said hollow ground, I remember growing up in church, and my grandmother saying, "You gonna be here for a little while?" Grandma, we already been here 2 hours. This is hollow ground, honey. So when he said hollow ground, oh Lord, he's gonna speak for 3 hours. So you're good. You know, just can't way underneath that, way under. Hey, it's been a busy year for Major League Baseball so far. And on the event space, MLB has led successful campaigns in Mexico City. You saw those games. London, Seattle for All-Star Week. How many of you saw the HBCU game Ken Griffey Jr. put on? That was in Seattle. It was awesome. Jackie Robinson Day, Lou Gehrig Day were successful across the league, and we got Roberto Clemente Day coming up. And the thing about those three, with Jackie, Lou, and Roberto, they all played here at this ballpark. So pretty cool nugget. And then we start this week with the year started the Dream Series, continued the Breakthrough Series, onto the Hank Aaron Invitational, and now the RBI World Series being played as we speak at the Jackie Robinson Complex in Vero Beach. So doing a lot of things to get some things done. Not to mention it's been a transformative year for the league with new rules. How you like the new rules? Kind of nice to watch a game and have it only be 2.5 hours. Cut off a half an hour on games. Attendance is going through the roof. We had the biggest attendance in the month of July in over a decade. And we are ahead of pace in over a decade in attendance in baseball. So the rules are definitely working. It's been really impressive to do that. The reason I bring all that up, our next speaker, he sits at the table, all those rules. You're talking about the Field of Dreams games, talking about different things that are happening. This guy's one of the top executives in baseball. He was a former college football player at Harvard, played some baseball there too. And he was an architect for the Florida Marlins for many years. And now he's working as a senior vice president of on-field operations. I'm talking about Mr. Mike Hill. Here he comes. Mike. He got into the executive mode and put on a jacket.
I didn't know who he was talking about at first, but it is my pleasure to be with everyone here today. And on behalf of Commissioner Manfred and Major League Baseball, it's an honor to be here on the hallowed grounds of Rickwood Field. I got here early, and I got the opportunity to just walk around. I've been to Birmingham many times. My car lands in Birmingham and immediately goes straight to barbecue. So I did the same thing today, but I did get here early because I just wanted to soak it up and just soak up the history and all the people. We heard about it. 180 Hall of Famers have walked through these fences, and to think that I'm standing here because of all the sacrifices that they made to make that possible. So to think that next June 20th we're going to be here to celebrate that is humbling. It really is. To think about what has happened, throughout the years and what has happened within these walls, it truly is humbling. And to echo what the mayor said, it truly will be a celebration because it gives us an opportunity to give voices to all of those people who were unheard for so many years, and to just bring visibility to such a special place. So I'm excited to be a part of it and to know that with the help of so many people, and I don't want to go any further without thanking the mayor and the city of Birmingham, the Friends of Rickwood. There's so many people who we have to thank to know that this is going to be a possibility. So I want to thank all of them for their efforts in bringing this and making this a reality. And I can't wait until June 20th when we're back here and we've got the Cardinals and we've got the Giants running around on a beautiful field that captures all the modern amenities that we have going on. Harold mentioned the new rules and everything. We're going to have our pitch clocks and we're going to have everything else going on, but you're still going to feel the authenticity of Rickwood Field. And that is what we're excited for the world to see and for it to be on display for the world. At this time, it's my honor and pleasure as mayor doing this with me.
one second, guys. Media, I'm going to give you a minute since we're not out on the field. Kind of reshift your cameras if you need to. All right? Because we're going to unveil the logo right over here. And I know everybody wants to grab this moment. So I'm going to give you a minute to do that, then we'll get us back. All right? Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'll let you know. And then Mike can take it from there. Hold on. We're not doing it yet. Hold on. Hey, what happened to the light? All right. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to get yourself ready. All right? I'm only doing this because I know it's important to capture the moment. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Mike Hill. Go ahead, Mike.
It's my distinct honor and pleasure to announce that on June 20th, 2024, we will have MLB at Rickwood Field, a tribute to the Negro League.
That's awesome. While y'all taking photos, let me give you a few notes. You two gotta stand up there. Gerald, where you at, man? Gerald, hey, to see you. You get in here. Come on. In the pictures. You can see some of the stuff around here. All right. A few notes on the event name and logo while you transition the new face ceremony. When deciding on the name, MLB wanted to remain authentic and true to the purpose of why we're doing this. Rickwood Field and the Negro League's rich history are the stage, and the settings with the big leaguers of the Cardinals and the Mays Giants are the stars of the show. The logo's inspiration came from the era and posters that were designed to promote Negro League games. As you see the block letters, that was what they used back in the day. So that's where that comes from, the wood block printing, the popular font of that time, while the black and white are the color codes that were selected to resemble the iconic scoreboard in left field. All right, that's some of the things right there. Finish your pictures up. I'm gonna hop in for a couple myself because I want to have. All right. All right. Thank you all. Okay. All right, thank you. Yeah, we're not done. We got a panel here real quick. We're going to tell you a little bit more. So you can keep getting shots. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, Mike Hill. You got it. Before we move on to the next portion, there's several people in the crowd I'd like to recognize. All right, you got to keep the comments down while you move. We'll get this in and we'll get it done. This happens one time when you make this historical announcement. So make sure you get it all. First, on June 18th, 2024, Rickwood Field will bring back an annual tradition of minor league baseball. The Birmingham Barons will be playing a special game here. Next year, the Barons will take on the Montgomery Biscuits right here. And so that's on June 18th. Yeah. It's pretty cool. With us today are the owners of the Barons, Jeff Logan, and General Manager and President Jonathan Nelson. Representing the business is General Manager Mike Murphy. Where you guys at? So here. Representing the MLB PA, Vicky. Where you at, Vic? There she is, Vicky, come around. Vicky! There she is, the MLB PA. From the Giants Chief Diversity Officer, Roscoe Maps. Where you at, Roscoe? Right here. From the Cardinals, I don't know if anybody from the Cardinals made it in or not. I'll represent the Cardinals. All right. The Commissioner's Office of Sports and Entertainment in Birmingham, Ruben Perez. Where you at, Ruben? From the Birmingham City Council, President Wayne Alexander. Thank you, Rounder. And District 8 Representative Carol Clark. All right. Former U.S. Senator representing Alabama, Doug Jones. He's there today. Oh, I see. Doug, you might win again. You might run again, man. This special event will air nationally on Fox. So thank you to all those representing Fox here today. I don't know who else here, but they usually get out in front of it and they throw these tremendous games as you watch enough games on Fox. So thank you for that. And last but not least, I want to welcome everyone here from the National Association of Black Journalists with special recognition to Sherrod Blakely and soon to be Blackley. It's Blackley. Yeah, that's why I said Blackley. And soon to be inducted into the NABJ Hall of Fame, MLBPro.com founder and longtime baseball writer, Rob Parker. Congratulations, Rob. Man, Rob came to me a few years ago and said, bro, I got this idea. Matter of fact, I might have just said it, bro. MLB, bro. Oh, man. All right, joining me on the stage here is MLB's field and stadium consultant, Murray Cook. Murray, where you at, buddy? We're going to talk about the field real quick, spend some time talking with Murray. You know, when I was in AAA ball back in 1983 in Salt Lake City, I had no idea why our field was so great. And I was like, man, me, Spike Owen, Jim Presley, Alvin Davis, we all played the big leagues together. I'm like, man, our field was better than AstroTurf in Salt Lake. Well, I didn't know I was sitting with the maestro who does all these fields everywhere that you see. So Murray, tell them a little bit about some of the fields that you do, and then I'm asking you a few questions, all right?
I appreciate you folks. It's been a great run with Major League Baseball. Been working with them a long time. Just finished up with London with the series there, and obviously we're getting ready to go to Williamsport. I just flew in from Seoul, Korea last night. It was a 14-hour flight. We got in here this morning for this, but we're excited to be a part of this event. We're looking to do some really unique things here at the stadium, but keep it authentic all at the same time.
So Murray, when you go into a field like Field of Dreams, it was a movie set. When you go to Williamsport and it was a minor league ballpark, what are some of the things you have to do, and what are some of the things that you do to make it major league ready?
Well, first and foremost, we're trying to work towards having a safe, playable surface for the players, and we try to really work with the local groups. We've got a great team with BAM and Populous who are helping us out. We got a great team here working with the city. We got AG Gas, who's our general contractor that's going to be heading us up. So we've got a great group that's going to be putting together a field that's going to include new dugouts. We're going to include quite a few things. We're going to change some distances and dimensions out there just between them here and there. But overall, it's a lot of work, but something we're happy to do.
Last question. How long is the process? How long does it take till the field will be major league ready and looking?
We're going to start October 23rd and get most of the field done. The dugouts built this fall, and in the spring we're going to come in and lay this out. Similar we did the Field of Dreams, we built the field over in Iowa.
All right, Mark. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. If you guys got a chance to see that field, the Field of Dreams, man, Murray can hook it up. Hey, so you've seen some former major leaguers wandering around here. We're going to have a little quick panel, and I want you to meet them. First, this son of Birmingham, he played at the highest level of Major League Baseball. He's done so many different things as a coach. He was on the Red Sox staff. He's been on big league teams that won World Series. He's created and helped develop some of the greatest hitters who've ever played Major League Baseball. Here at home, he founds the Willie Mays RBI program. Please welcome Ron Papa Jackson. All right, I'm telling you, this dude knows his hitting, man. You guys need somebody to help you figure it out. He can help you. All right, next is a former All-Star outfielder who played for his hometown Giants. He recently served as a president of baseball assistance team. Switch hitting All-Star outfielder, Mr. Randy Wynn. Where you at, Randy? Come on up, man. There he is. Looks like he can still play. All right. Next up, we got the big piece. He was Rookie of the Year, an MVP, a 3-time All-Star, a major threat when he played, and a World Series champion. I'm talking about St. Louis's own Ryan Howard, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Howard. What's up, big man? Now y'all see why I had to wear a suit and come correct. Looking right. All right. Now, you've probably seen this big skyscraper walking around going, man, who is that? I've seen him before. Well, you're going to hear his name in the Hall of Fame pretty soon, and no doubt about it, left-handers have not done what this guy has done in his career. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to give him a little bit of a bio, though. Last but not least, 6-time All-Star, a Cy Young Award winner, a man who continues to give back to the game through his roles with the Commissioner's Office as an executive there and ambassador, and the Players Alliance, one of the co-founders of that. Mr. C.C. Sabathia. CC. You know, the greatest part about baseball is meeting so many people along the way, the intersection of it all. You know, Jared talked about how Mickey Mantle had played here and Ted Williams. And Ted Williams opened the door for a lot of Negro League players to be in the Hall of Fame. During his Hall of Fame speech, he said, I wish I could say that the greatest ball players are in here, but they're leaving guys out because he barnstormed against them. He knew who they were. So that's what I love about our sport is we constantly give credit and you interwove all kinds of different relationships and cultures along the way. So I think that's the cool thing about it. Papa Jack, what's this mean to you, man, growing up in Birmingham to have this game come back? You take the mic.
First of all, it's just like a little summer reunion right here. Seeing all my people here in Birmingham, Alabama. But I just want to thank Major League Baseball for putting on this amazing panel and providing this stage for Rickwood Ballpark. But I just want to welcome each and every one of you guys here in Birmingham, Alabama. And what I'm about to say is, there you go. A little later on, I will explain to you what there you go means. But I was fortunate enough to come back home and start up the organization with the Willie Mays RBI, also with the Young Bears here. We work out right here at Rickwood Ballpark during the summer with the travel ball team right now. But overall, one of the biggest things one reason why I came back to my hometown is because I wanted to start up a league and make sure our kids learn a little bit about education and baseball. We're not just baseball coaches, we are life skill coaches too. Baseball consists of a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and our kids got to learn how to accept the good with the bad. Our kids really need to learn a little bit more about Major League Baseball. That's one of the reasons why this is going to be great for the kids in this city here of Birmingham, Alabama. I was fortunate enough to play in the Major Leagues, been in professional baseball over 50 years, but most of my biggest dream is when I came back here and I've noticed that guys like Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, and also Sam Harrison family, the fourth generation of baseball right here in Birmingham, Alabama. So I dreamed that one day I would be in the Major League. I know when right here at Rickwood Ballpark, I played football here. I was the All-American high school in football. We also played baseball. And one of the things I really remember the most is that we played the high school all-star game here in baseball. And we had Charlie Moore. He was the number 2 draft choice out of here. I was number 2 draft choice out of here. So overall, we just want to let you guys know that the future is out there. We got to continue to make these kids grow and keep them going, okay? So I just want to thank Harold for coming to town and from my best friend right here, and Mayor, Gerald Watkins, and all my friends here in Birmingham, Alabama. May God bless each and every one of you.
Yeah. I love it. Native son got to come home and talk a little bit. You saw how he slid that little All-American football in there, right? Man, Nick Saban ain't watching this. He's going back. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Our next up is Randy Wynn. Randy, I got a couple of questions for you. One, what does it mean for you to come here, see this ballpark? Had you been here before? And touch on that. And then, as a Giant, you spent a lot of time with Willie and all those old guys, Willie McCovey, all of them who are from Alabama. What would that mean to them? All right.
All right. Well, first, it's great to be here. You asked, what does this mean to me? Well, I feel the Negro Leagues was so important to the history of this ballgame. We have to focus on the history of this game. This game was built on the backs of the people that played this game before us, right? And so it's so important that, a lot of times we just forget about the past, and we can't do that. So for me, it's important to shine a spotlight on the past and the guys that played this game before me and built it to the place where, as a black man, I had a chance to play in the big leagues. I had a chance to play with some of the best players of my generation. The chance to stay in the game after. I wouldn't have had that opportunity if it wasn't for, and I'm not going to list the players, we've listed them a lot of times because it would be disrespectful when I leave somebody out. All of those gentlemen that played this game, it's important that we shine the light on what they did and the opportunities and access they created for people like me. And also, as I was flying in, my son, you'll see him running around here somewhere, I started talking about the city of Birmingham and the history of Birmingham. We talked about civil rights, we talked about social justice, and the importance of those things, and that you can't forget about it. And it wasn't that far before my lifetime. My mom talks to him about growing up in segregation. These are the things we can't forget about, and we have to talk to younger generations. Those are the things, that's why it's important for me to be here and to experience this beautiful ballpark and talk about the people that played this game before me. You mentioned Willie. Like, what do I think it means to Willie? I've had a chance to meet him. He was in the clubhouse almost every day, and I played some other places before. I played for the Giants, and having an opportunity to walk into the clubhouse and looking to the right, that's Willie Mays sitting right there. My father told me stories of the greatness of Willie Mays. That was his favorite player. So for me, the opportunity to meet him, sit down with him, shake his hand, bring my kids in to meet him was truly special. As a representative of the Giants, I'm also in the Giants Community Fund. I'm a board member there. We started a scholarship called the Willie Mays Scholarship. And so that scholarship is for black students in San Francisco. And listening to Willie talk about the importance of education, the importance of the past, the importance of passing things forward, I know that this game, the eyes that are on Brickwood Field, would mean the world to him. I read a quote, and Harold, don't tell Willie, I'm probably going to mess it up a little bit, but it went something like this. When we talk about the game of baseball, we have to talk about the past. We have to talk about the beginning. And for a lot of us, that's the Negro Leagues. Now, I didn't play 1 out, 1 pitch here in the Negro Leagues, but that's my beginning, right? Those guys, like I mentioned, the guys that built the game, the guys that created opportunity and access for me, that is so important. So I know Willie would be thrilled. I know he wished that he could be here today to see this field, to see the attention that we're bringing to Brickwood, that we're bringing to Alabama, and to the sport of baseball and the history of baseball.
You're probably wondering what Willie making next year. You're not going to hold Willie back. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see Willie here next year. When I think about Willie, I always think about how he tells all these stories, right? So one day we're in the Hall of Fame, we had this guy who wrote a book on the greatest players. And he named Willie like number 3 or something like that. And Willie said to him, you didn't see me play. You know how you get that high voice? You didn't see me play. And he goes, no, I didn't see you. He said, but I got Bonds first and then Babe Ruth. And he goes, and consider one of those guys like 40-40, and Willie never did that. Willie said, you think me and Mickey couldn't have went 40-40 or 50-50 if it meant anything? Come on, man. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. So my life has been blessed to be able to be around him. I'm also blessed to get to know this young man. I knew Ryan Howard when he was in college, coming through the minor leagues, and then breaking in with all the pressure behind Jim Thome, a Hall of Famer, in Philly, and get Thome traded. Because he was that good. He was that good. But Ryan Howard has something to tell y'all that I just learned. So I'm going to turn it over to Ryan and talk about growing up in St. Louis and playing there, but even your roots.
What's going on, everybody? Yes, as Harold mentioned, I was born and raised in St. Louis, but all of my kinfolk is from here in Birmingham. So my parents are both from Inslee, grew up in Inslee, Sherman Heights area, so not too far from here. This is a special thing for me because, according to my uncle, my grandfather is where I got my baseball. And back in the day, he it was funny kind of seeing the picture when you have the Black Barons winning in 1948, because that was the year I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but for dating from my mom's birth. Both my parents were born in 1948. But my older uncle would tell me all the time, he's like, what? He said, you just like your grandfather. He played baseball. He said, either he hit it out of the park or he strike out. I was like, well, I'll take it. So for me, kind of hearing the stories of my grandfather, where he had the opportunity, and he actually played against Willie Mays in some of the coal mine leagues. So he never got the opportunity to play in the Negro leagues. He was offered it, but at that time, he had a wife and 3 kids he had to look after, so he chose, the steady job. So for me, this is a very, very special and humbling moment, being here in Alabama at Rickwood, not far from where my family is originally from, and being able to live this moment with him. So this moment is for all of us who haven't been able to be here or be able to have that experience. I dedicated my big league experience to him because he didn't get that opportunity, but he was able to kind of pass that along to me. But growing up in St. Louis, watching the Ozzie Smiths, the Vince Coleman's, Terry Pendletons, all those guys, as Randy said it before, you gotta pay homage to those who came before you. And I'm sure we're probably gonna hear from their Bob Kempers at some point, but I would always go see Bob over in Kansas City prior to go make sure I paid homage and going to the Negro League Museum. So having this event, being here, being able to have Major League Baseball come down here and shine the light on Brickwood Field and what it means to baseball is something that's been truly, truly tremendous for me.
We got one more player you're going to hear from, and then we're going to bring up another panel, and we're going to be out of here in about 20 minutes. So just letting you all know we're moving through. And when we're finished, I think next you're going to have an opportunity, the unveiling on the outfield fence. You can go out and take shots of that. I don't know, it depends on the weather today. For sure this weekend you'll be able to do that. So we'll keep you posted on that part. That was not able to happen because of the weather. Hey, my last player here, one of my favorite people. I've known Cece since he was in high school, and he has been a dedicated warrior and an ambassador for the sport. He's got a son playing college baseball. His wife is an agent. I mean, they've dug all in. He made a lot of money, could have walked away. He felt it was important. This is a mission for him. He loves the sport of baseball, but I always tell Cece, you're a bigger brand than just the sport. And I'm so proud to watch all the things he's doing, and how he's mentoring and leading this next generation of people. So I'd love to have him talk to you a little bit about some of the things Cece's doing. So come on up, big fella.
Yeah, so like Harold said, and like Ryan said, alluded to, my education with the Negro Leagues began with Buck O'Neil my rookie year. Obviously, growing up in California, I knew a lot about Jackie Robinson. My grandfather talked all about Jackie Robinson. Grew up in the Bay Area, so I grew up a huge Giants, Willie Mays fan. But not until I got to the big leagues did I understand what the Negro Leagues meant to me and how important it was. My very first day going to Kansas City, I'm walking out the BP, and Buck O'Neil comes running up to me. He's like, "Hey, I've been watching you." And I'm looking around, I'm like, "You've been watching me?" He's like, "Yeah, I've been waiting for you to come here so I can introduce you to this museum." Took me to the Negro League Museum, and that was the first day I met Bob, and I just fell in love with everything about it. I think growing up, when I didn't understand how good the players were in the Negro Leagues, growing up, it made it seem like it was just a barnstorming league where they were playing, kind of backyard baseball. Not understanding that these were the best players in the world. Get a chance to come here to Birmingham and see Rickwood. Satchel Paige, threw his first Negro League game out on this field, and I have Satchel Paige tattooed on my leg. So I feel super connected to this place and super connected to the Negro League. So it's always going to be a mission of mine to be visible and make sure that I'm here and showing up any chance that I get for the players that paved the way for me. So, like Harold said, my wife's an agent, my son's playing baseball, so I'm here on this journey. We're a baseball family, and we're a baseball family because of buildings and places like this and the Negro League. So I'm just happy to be here, and I'll be here as much as possible, showing up in anything we do.
I just wanted to talk real quick. One of the things they're doing with the Players Alliance is a mentorship program. And he's always mentoring young people anyway, but just some of the kids reaching out, some of the conversations, give them a little insight into some of the things you've been able to talk to them about.
Yeah, so we started the Players Alliance in 2020 in the wake of the murder of George Floyd. Cameron Maven, Ellen Jackson, and Dee Gordon were the three founders that started our Players Alliance. And we've done a lot of, like Harold said, we've done a lot of different things, whether it's back equipment giveaways, through COVID, we were passing out, stuff to people that were in need. But now, lately, now that the world's kind of opening back up, we're back into mentoring young kids. And in the big league, there are not a lot of veterans. There are not a lot of veterans that can teach these kids how to be professional. So that's kind of the mission of ours, is to be that missing veteran player for guys in the big leagues. And, not just, black players, all players. So the Players Alliance has been really, helpful for me. And I think it's been really helpful for a lot of young players, giving them a voice.
All right. That concludes our players. Appreciate you guys so much. All right, last panel. I told you we're going to be out of here, but then I looked over and saw Bob Kendrick. I'm not sure if we're going to get there, but we're going to try. All right, these are people that help preserve and continue to keep the message forward of the Negro League. So I want to introduce three people. In the back, I know they got the cocktail hour going. Can y'all keep it down with the cocktail hour for 10 minutes? 10 minutes, I'm asking. All right, here we go. The president of the Baseball Negro Leagues, 18th and Vine in Kansas City, Missouri, the birthplace of the Negro Leagues, Mr. Bob Kendrick. The director of the Negro League Southern Museum here in Birmingham, Mr. Frank Adams Jr. And representing the Negro League Family Alliance, the daughter of former New York Cubans outfielder Ron Teasley. All right, Linda. Hi, Lydia. Nice to see you. All right, so I'm going to start with Bob Kendrick. He can give you a little quick background on how important this game is in context to the Negro Leagues and why Major League Baseball is doing this. Does that work?
Thank you, Harold, and thanks to all of you. First and foremost, I bring greetings from the great city of Kansas City, Missouri, and the Honorable Mayor Quentin Lucas. This is a seminal moment in Negro Leagues and Black baseball history to have Major League Baseball come to Birmingham, to Rickwood Field, where so much baseball history was made. We've already talked about the fact that a young Willie Mays was patrolling center field here at 17 years old. But we also didn't mention that his mentor lives here in Birmingham. He is 98 years young, the Reverend William Greason. He played for the St. Louis Cardinals in organized baseball, but he mentored a young Willie Mays here. And I've heard everyone mention the fact that the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants are going to play that game. I'm going to correct that. It is going to be the San Francisco Sea Lions against the St. Louis Stars in this game here at Rickwood Field. And the spirit of Toni Stone, one of the three women to play in the Negro Leagues, who played for the San Francisco Sea Lions, and another Willie Mays, who played for the San Francisco Sea Lions. But it was not that 17-year-old kid, it was his father, who played also for the San Francisco Sea Lions. And of course, the spirit of Cool Papa Bell, Willie Wells, Mule Summers, Hall of Famers for the St. Louis Stars. So when we literally throw this back in time, this is going to be a watershed moment for Negro Leagues history. All of us at the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum are extraordinarily proud to partner with Major League Baseball, the great city of Birmingham, the Friends of Rickwood Field, and all who be involved in bringing this game to fruition. We tip our cap to everyone. We cannot wait until June 20th of 2024 to bring the spirit of all those legendary Negro Leaguers back to these hallowed grounds. And I thank everyone again for the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
Man, that was awesome. That was awesome. Hey, to all those watching on the MLB Network, thank you for watching, and we'll continue to keep this coming right out there. So there's a lot of good stuff going out there. Lydia, I want to bring you up here. She's representing the families of the players that play in the Negro Leagues. They have an alliance. I just want you to tell you what this means for the families and what else is going on. So I'll let her talk for a few moments on that.
Thank you so much to MLB for this invitation. We're super honored to be here. Thank you to everyone at Rickwood Field, all the city officials. The Negro League Family Alliance is comprised of about 10 families that represent players from the past. And one of them is including my dad, who's 96 years old, and he's one of the few living players that played with the New York Cubans. So all of us got together and decided we need to meet together in one accord to keep our loved ones' preservation and education, just like everybody is doing here. That's our main goal, is educating and preserving the legacy of these great players. So we look forward to being here next year. All the Alliance will be here. Hopefully my dad will be here as well. So we just want to thank MLB for inviting us and giving us a chance to be a part of these wonderful festivities. And if you get a chance, you can stop and look at our website, the Negro League Family Alliance. You can learn a lot about the players and the families. And we're being more than interested to come to an event that you may have in your city. Thank you.
All right. For our last speaker of the night, and we're going to wrap it up. Remember, there's refreshments over there, and I hear some people already got into it by the sounds of them. Our last speaker of the night, I got a chance to go see the Birmingham Barons last night, and there's a museum right across the street from the stadium over there. And this man is the person that's important and is behind all that. So I want to make sure I get up here with Frank Adams Jr. Frank, you close it out for us and just talk about the importance of this event and what that means for the Southern Negro League.
Thanks, Harold. And I'm going to be brief because I know I'm separating everyone from refreshments. But on behalf of Mayor Woodford, I'm going to thank him for his vision and his leadership, and also giving me the best job in the world. Because every day I get to come and celebrate Negro League baseball, and here in Birmingham, Industrial League baseball. So we talk about Willie Mays, the fact that he was so young that he could play home games where his parents would let him travel for away games. Piper Davis, all of the greats that really got their start here in Birmingham, we get to celebrate those individuals, both men and women, at the Negro Southern League Museum. So when we talk about history, we look forward to welcoming all of you across the year and into next year. We're very grateful for MLB for the vision to say that Negro League baseball history is American history that is a part of our collective when you celebrate baseball. So on behalf of Mayor Woodford, on behalf of our team at the Negro Southern League Museum, we're honored to welcome you all to the museum, as Harold said, right behind left field, behind Regents Field, across the year, where you can learn more about these greats, but also understand that the work that these players put on the field broke down barriers, of course, but it's also about overcoming obstacles. It's about achieving your dreams when you could not achieve your dreams. And that's what we celebrate every day at the Negro Southern League Museum. So on behalf of our team, thank you. We look forward to welcoming you all across the year and into the future. And Harold, thank you.